Win the morning. Conquer your life. I want to talk to you about the most important battle of your day. It's not the meeting with your boss. It's not the project deadline. It's not the argument with your spouse. The most important battle you will fight all day happens in the dark, in the quiet, in the first 5 seconds after your alarm clock goes off. And how you fight that one single battle will determine the outcome of your entire life. You think you're just waking up. You think you're just not a morning person. You are lying to yourself. What you are doing in that moment is making a choice. You are choosing your identity for the day. You are choosing to be either a victor or a victim, a warrior or a coward. And most of you, for years, have been choosing to be a coward. That snooze button, that soft, seductive, 9-minute surrender, is the most dangerous weapon ever invented. It is not your friend. It is not giving you more rest. It is teaching your brain that when things get hard, when a commitment you made to yourself arrives, it's okay to negotiate. It's okay to retreat. It's okay to delay your own victory. You are starting your day by breaking the very first promise you made to yourself. And you wonder why you lack confidence. You wonder why you don't follow through. It is because you are training yourself every single morning to be a person who does not keep their word, even to themselves. The war for your life is not won in years or months. It is won in mornings. You win the morning. You win the day. You win the day. You win the week. You win the week. You win the year. You win the year. You conquer your life. It is that simple. And it all starts in those first 5 seconds. Chapter 1. The first battle. The enemy in your head. Let's be clear about what's happening in that moment. When that alarm sounds, it is a declaration of war. A war between two versions of you. There is a version of you that set the alarm the night before. That was a commander. That was a visionary. That was a part of you that has dreams, that has ambitions, that want to be better, stronger, and more disciplined. And then there is a version of you that wakes up in the warm comfort of bed. That is the grunt, the foot soldier. And that soldier is weak. It is tired. It does not see the big picture. All it feels is the immediate comfort of the blanket and the immediate pain of the cold floor. And in that moment, the war begins. The grunt starts to negotiate. The traitorous voice of comfort begins its propaganda campaign. Just 5 more minutes. You worked hard yesterday. You deserve it. It's dark outside. You can work out later. This is the first battle. This is the insurgency. And if you let the grunt win, if you let the negotiator win, you have lost the war before the sun has even risen. You have handed command of your life over to the weakest part of yourself. The warrior understands this. The warrior uses what is called the 5-second rule. From the moment the alarm goes off, you have 5 seconds. 5-4-3-2-1. And then your feet are on the floor. You do not think. You do not negotiate. You do not feel. You act. You rip control away from the grunt, and you give it back to the commander. That single act of getting out of bed immediately, without negotiation, is the first and most profound victory of your day. It is a declaration that you are in charge, that your discipline is stronger than your comfort, that you are a person who does what they say they are going to do. Chapter 2. Seizing the high ground, the hour of power. So you won the first battle. You are out of bed. The war is not over. Now, you must seize the high ground. The first hour of your day is the most sacred ground you have. It is the 1 hour that the world has not yet touched. Your phone is not yet screaming for your attention. Your email is not yet dictating your priorities. Your boss is not yet in your ear. It is your hour. This is the hour of power. And what you do in this hour will determine the trajectory of your entire day. The average person loses this ground immediately. They wake up, and the first thing they do is grab their phone. They immediately surrender their sacred ground to the chaos of the outside world. They start their day in a state of reaction. They are immediately consuming other people's opinions, other people's emergencies, other people's drama. They have given the enemy their map and their compass before they've even had a glass of water. The warrior protects this hour with their life. This is not the time for consumption. This is a time for fortification. You do not look at your phone. You do not turn on the news. You spend this first hour forging yourself into the weapon you need to be to win the day. What does this look like? It looks like a protocol, a non-negotiable routine. First, you hydrate. You have been dehydrating for 8 hours. Your body and your brain are starving for water. You drink a full glass of water. This is the simplest act of self-care, a signal to your body that you are preparing it for battle. Second, you move. You do not need to run a marathon. You need to change your physiological state. 10 minutes of jumping jacks. A walk outside in the cold air. Push-ups. Stretching. You are waking up your body, getting the blood flowing, and telling the sleepy grunt that the time for rest is over. The time for action has begun. Third, you get your mind right. This is a time for proactive mental training, not reactive consumption. This could be 10 minutes of meditation or prayer, focusing your mind and finding stillness before the chaos. It could be 10 minutes of journaling, getting your priorities of the day out of your head and onto paper, giving your day a mission plan. It could be reading 10 pages of a book that feeds your mind, that gives you new ideas and new perspectives. Hydrate, move, get your mind right. This is not complicated, but it is non-negotiable. This is how you fortify your position. This is how you build your fortress before the world tries to tear it down. Chapter 3. The myth of the night owl, a lie you tell yourself. Now, I can hear the excuses already. The propaganda from the enemy is starting. But I'm a night owl. I do my best work at night. Let me be brutally honest with you. For 99% of you, being a night owl is a complete and utter lie. It is a fancy rebranding of a lack of discipline. You are not doing your best work at midnight. You are scrolling through social media. You are binge watching a show you won't remember in a week. You are distracting yourself with low-quality entertainment because you are avoiding the hard work you should have done during the day. The most successful people on this planet, the warriors, the champions, are not night owls. They are masters of the morning. Why? Because they understand that willpower is a finite resource. It is like a muscle. It is at its strongest in the morning, before the world is exhausted with 1,000 tiny decisions and 1,000,000 distractions. By the time the evening comes, your willpower is fatigued. Your discipline is at its weakest. That is when the enemy, the negotiator, the seeker of comfort, is at its most powerful. Trying to build your future on the fumes of your exhausted willpower at 11 p.m. is like trying to fight a war after your army has already been routed. You don't have a different biological clock. You have a discipline problem. You are sacrificing the most powerful, proactive hours of your day for the weakest, most reactive hours. You are trading the quiet focus of the dawn for the noisy chaos of the night. The solution is simple, but it is not easy. You must fix your evenings to fix your mornings. You set a non-negotiable cutoff time. 9 p.m., 10 p.m. The screen goes off. The distractions end. You prepare for the next day's battle. You read. You spend time with your family. You allow your mind to calm down. You get to bed at a decent hour. You do this consistently, and you will discover that the night owl was just a story you told yourself to justify your lack of discipline. Chapter 4. The Ripple Effect, How the Morning Echoes Through Your Life. Why are we so obsessed with this 1 hour? Why is this single battle so important? Because it does not stay in the morning. The victory or defeat of your morning sends a ripple, a shockwave, through every other area of your life. When you win the morning, you are not just awake. You are armed. You walk into your day with a sense of calm control. You have already accomplished more before 8 a.m. than most people will accomplish all day. You have already faced down the hardest part of yourself and won. What is a difficult email compared to that? What is a tough meeting compared to the victory you have already secured in the dark? This victory creates a cascade of confidence. The person who keeps a promise to themselves to wake up early is the same person who will keep the promise to make one more sales call. The person who pushes through a workout when they are tired is the same person who will push through a difficult project when it gets hard. Conversely, the person who surrenders to the snooze button is the same person who will procrastinate on the important task. The person who starts their day with the chaos of social media is the same person who will be easily distracted and pulled off mission throughout the day. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Your morning is a microcosm of your entire life. If your morning is chaotic, reactive, and undisciplined, your life will be chaotic, reactive, and undisciplined. If your morning is focused, proactive, and powerful, your life will become focused, proactive, and powerful. It is the compound interest of small victories. Each morning you win is another deposit in the bank account of your self-respect and your momentum. And over time, that account grows into a fortune of confidence and achievement that makes you unstoppable. Your life is not some grand, abstract thing. Your life is today. It is this single, precious day. And your day is a blank canvas. It is your masterpiece. The question is, who gets the first brushstroke? Does the lazy, comfortable, cowardly part of you get to smear its gray apathy all over the canvas before you've even had a chance to pick up your own brush? Or do you, the commander, the warrior, the artist of your own life, get to make the first, bold, disciplined stroke in the quiet of the dawn? This is the choice. And you make it every single night when you set your alarm, and you confirm it every single morning in those first 5 seconds. Stop hoping for a better life. Start creating a better morning. Stop waiting for the motivation to strike. Start building the discipline that makes motivation irrelevant. The war is here. The battleground is your bed. The enemy is a voice of comfort. The weapon is your discipline. Tomorrow morning, when that alarm goes off, the first shot will be fired. Win that battle. Win the morning. Conquer your life.